What's going on, everyone? YouTube, this is Silent Riff, and we're here with the Indian vessel that I recovered. It was probably a couple weeks ago, and we had finally got it together. Actually, I said finally, it didn't take long at all. Actually, about an hour and 10 minutes to fully erect this back to the shape it was in. Now, this piece here, I have no date on this piece. All I know is it was pulled about a foot from the clay pan floor up and in our archaic Indian campsite. So use the best you can think of what period this came from. I would say early woodland and late archaic, which leaves you a range around the 5,000 in this area. BP to 4,700, I'd say. That to me would be a good educated guess. I don't like educated guesses. I like facts, but if you was to ask me, I would throw it in that range there. Could be way older, and it could be a way later too. So, but here you can see inside. And what I love about this piece, this fracture here, I know before I get into what I love about it, this fracture here was already done. It was just covered in dirt evenly like this. So the bowl was actually sitting like this in the video. And if you look closely in the video of me recklessly recovering this thing, there was dirt right here. And that's what just hid this spot. I've talked to my archaeologist friends, and one which is retired, and the other one, he's old enough to be my dad. So when I say friends, it's not like someone that's just still in archaeological school, going to college or whatnot. These are people that's been doing it for years and knows what they're talking about. And I had threw out some suggestions that people had mentioned to me when I shared the video of different things I could have done to have possibly retrieved this completely whole. They seen the video and didn't let them read none of the comments. I just asked them what they thought, and they had told me, both of them, 2 different times, for a biased opinion, and had told me that if they would have went out themselves to pull this vessel out of the ground, that it was already broke, and they would not have recovered it any more better than I would have, if maybe not a little bit better because of their experience. So that answers a lot of questions, and they was able to throw out many factors of why, like earthquakes over the thousands of years, the soil this thing was sitting in, along with the clay line that was going through it, had nothing to do with me removing the flour powder of soil that I removed out of the center of it. They said that would not have helped it to stay together, that this bowl was already crushed, and what was holding it together is just simply the soil that was wrapped around it. And no matter how long I would have let it dried or whatever, them cracks would eventually started appearing like it was doing during the videoing. But anyway, you can tell on this piece, because there's certain styles they do their vessels, and this is a pinched rim. You can actually feel and see some of the indentions of their fingers, like right there I say is a fingernail where they were pinching it up in there. But it's so neat, you can feel, I'm sure it was a woman that made this, or who knows, but like right there is a crease, and your fingers just fit perfect. And there's no telling who all drank out of this vessel or what they ate out of this vessel. You can see obvious stain marks in the inner wall. So it shows that it has been cooked in. That, or it could have been leached through the soil and stained the bowl. I doubt it. The archaeologists didn't seem to feel that way either, but you never know. I mean, we didn't live back then or was under the ground the whole process of this this vessel going through the times of life. But this was done by a paddle and anvil, and that's what they take a piece of. What I would say what they would made out of wood would have been more just feasible for them to do. And then they have an anvil, which is a round stone or a hard object on the inside, and they would smooth this together to get their shape after they had just made a spool of just rolled up clay and just to make it, and then they would shape it. You can see a few dents up through here. That's just where they were just dabbing along through there. And this is why I want to place this late archaic, is because I feel it had been cord wrapped, and people's like, what's cord wrap? Well, here's a piece of cord wrap right from the site, and you see the webbing in there. Well, instead of a paddle where you get the smooth outside like you do, other than the cracks that's in it, but the smoothest had been like this. It would have had a cord wrap, and see how thin that is. When you get down into the meat of this vessel, the pieces got real thick. It didn't get thin until up in here, and that states ages too. There's a cord wrap and another cord wrap, all from the same site. Just shows you there's 3 different thicknesses, color, which I ain't cleaned this one off yet, but it also just shows you. And then we have this piece. I'm gonna just let you admire it, check it out, and I'm comfortable enough with my wife's skills and putting it together. And when we made this site, or found this site, we didn't make it. When we found this site, it's been totally nothing but a learning process for us. And in all honesty, I would love for this to have been whole, and been able to pull it out just perfect in its state as they left it. I mean, trust me. I mean, with all my heart, I would love to have done that and been able to have done that. But under the circumstances, that ain't how it happened. But I was blessed enough to be able to, and I love the irregularly in it, but I'd love to have I'm glad we were able to get it together, and that's just part of the learning process with us and with this site and these people that lived here and occupied this area. We're actually getting to see, their Tupperware. I'll throw a tape on here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's only about, what would you say there, Brian? A little over 4 inches or what?
Right at about 4 inches.
About 4 inches tall. And it's kind of oblong where it was crushed, but right there, it's about 4.5 wide. And on the long oblong area, we'll say 5. So when it smushed down, it gained a 1/2 inch and lost a 1/2 inch. So I'd say it's probably right around close to 4 3/4 diameter. But anyway, I just wanted to show this and let everybody get to see it. Now that it's together, we used, what glue did you use, dear? Duco. Duco glue. A buddy of mine, he had ordered a bunch of it offline and knew I had this vessel laying here and was really wanting it together, and had talked to some other people that use that same Duco, and some add some additives to it to, whatever they're doing it for. But we use just a straight Duco glue, and I would never just do that on. That's pretty crazy that this thing is like this, and it won't hold water. But by George, there you go. There's an archaic vessel, and it was recovered from our site here in Marshall County, Kentucky. And I hope y'all are as pleased with it as we are. And I promise next time I will definitely take my time and do not get excited and try to recover it fully. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it. Much love and respect to you all, and good luck on y'all's future hunts. I can't wait to see what all everybody pulls this year. It's just now getting started in some areas for us. So really excited to see what all's to be found. And I tell you what, we'll get back with you. Y'all take care.